Andrew, my boy, before I take you out on the range and show you how to hit the big dog, I'm going to show you some of the finer points of the short game in golf, chipping. You master this, you can take a lot of strokes off your game. Any questions before we get going?
Yeah, a couple.
Oh, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Why are you dressed like that?
Like what? I told you. Look the part, act the part. Look the part, act the part.
Do you really think you need the golf glove?
Yes, I really think I need the golf glove.
Do you think you need the golf shoes?
Are you done?
Nice socks, by the way.
Are you done?
And should we really be doing this in the house?
Andrew, I've been golfing close to 50 years. I think I can handle the club without breaking anything, okay?
Okay, fine.
Now, we got to put it down there and go for that little target. And I'll show you how it's done.
Okay. Oh man, you broke your iPhone.
Oh, no I didn't. I broke your iPhone. See ya.
What?
This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast. And now, here's Andrew.
Happy Mother's Day and welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I'm of course Andrew and I'm again joined by Dad Mark Chansey. Welcome back to the show.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Happy
Special
Mother's Day.
Special day. You know, when I was a little boy
Yeah?
and Mother's Day would roll around, I'd always say, Mom, how come there's no Kids Day?
Oh,
And you know what my mother would always say?
what?
Every day is Kids Day.
That's true.
But you know what?
What?
You can't use the word kid anymore because it refers to a baby goat and you may possibly be offending someone.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, no matter what you say these days, you'll offend someone.
That's true.
So that was Don't Stop, brought us in this morning
Right, yeah.
by British-American rock band Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. Heard of
Yep.
him?
From 1977.
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a 70s.
So it was written by Christine McVie of Fleetwood Mac, and it was sung by her and guitarist Lindsey Buckingham. And what I didn't know when I looked up this song,
What?
it only got up to number 32 in the UK on the charts.
Oh, wow.
32.
That's not very high.
That's not very good, is it?
No.
And in the US, it did peak at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in September of 1977. So it did better in the US than it did in the UK.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, typically the UK charts do, but like, songs like that get higher than they do in the US, but I guess it didn't work that time.
it was, a little backwards. So
Yeah,
we had some good news this week.
we did.
Got an email from our golf club, Ballyhaley, that the range was open on Thursday.
Yeah, it's
First
exciting.
time all year. And then I was on the computer yesterday morning, and I got this email that came in from Ballyhaley. And I don't know if you can read it on the screen, so I'll read it out to you. It says, "Good morning. This is May, what is today? May 11th?
May 12th.
So May 11th. Good morning. Due to the amount of snow buildup on the driving range, it'll be closed. If conditions change enough to open later today, then we will send communication. Thanks, Ballyhaley Country Club." I bet you there's not many places in the world where they close their driving range in May for snow.
I bet there's not.
Yeah, and I just checked my email this morning. It's closed today for water buildup
Oh,
on the range. So, you know,
it's really, it really annoyed me when I saw snow on Friday. It was really annoying.
we live in Newfoundland, not Disneyland.
That's true.
That's what I always try to tell people because we always complain about the weather, but it's the same every year. I don't know why we complain about the weather.
Yeah, that's true.
It's what it is. You know what? The range is open, but 3 degrees.
Yeah,
I'm not standing out in that hitting golf balls.
That's
I
true.
do love the game of golf. I don't love it that much.
I'm not that hardcore.
So keeping with the good news theme,
Even with the good news theme.
how about those Blue Jays?
How about the Blue Jays? 10-8 over the Twins yesterday.
They've won one game in a row.
But how about, but no, not just the Blue Jays. How about that Vladdy Guerrero?
Vladdy Guerrero, you're not going to believe this. He's up to 268 batting average. If he's not careful, he might be hitting 275 by the summer.
Yeah, that's...
But that's where the good news ends because he still has 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, and he's on pace for, are you ready?
I'm ready.
17 home runs and
Great.
71 RBIs.
That sounds like Vladdy.
Is that what you need out of your number, out of your star? 17 home runs and 71 RBIs?
No, but that sounds like Vladdy.
So let's take some of the heat off of Vladdy.
Yeah.
Bo Bichette.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's hitting 206.
Yeah, and we were kind of, when he was in a slump like a while ago, maybe a couple episodes ago, we were in here, you were saying like, he'll turn it around because he always starts this way. He is not turning it around.
I still think he will.
Oh, I'm sure he will, yeah. That's just how Bo works.
He's hitting 206, and he's on pace for, you ready for this?
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for it.
9 home runs.
Oh my God.
And 59 RBIs. So your 2 superstars are going to have trouble combining for 100 RBIs if they keep this pace up. Do you remember a player by the name of Paul DeYoung?
I do. Oh, yeah, famously.
For those that don't remember,
Or infamously.
at the trade deadline last year,
Yeah.
Ross Atkins, the shrewd GM that he is,
Greatest GM in baseball.
gave away a relief pitcher in the minors to acquire Paul DeYoung. Now, he acquired him just at a time Bo Bichette had gone down with a knee injury.
Yeah.
And they thought it was going to be long term. So anyway, they picked up Paul DeYoung with the Blue Jays. He went 3 for 44. His batting average was .068
Yeah. That's...
with 18 strikeouts and 13 walks.
And he was quickly...
0 walks in 13 games.
He was quickly DFA'd and
He was
picked up
DFA'd
by
in
the
18
Giants.
days.
18
after
days.
signing with the Blue Jays, right? Probably the biggest whiff in Blue Jays trade deadline history. But I tell you that because we know how bad he was.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet yesterday a buddy had sent along to me.
Yeah.
This year, up to this point, he has as many home runs as Vladdy and Bo combined.
Oh, my God.
Paul DeYoung has 6 home runs.
That is crazy.
Bo Bichette hit one yesterday to give him 2. Add that to Vladdy's 4. They have 6
That's
combined.
incredible.
So, for as bad as you think Paul DeYoung is, that puts in perspective the struggles
And
of Vladimir Guerrero and Bo Bichette.
do we know what team he plays on right now?
He is on the 12-28 Chicago White Sox.
Okay.
And tearing it up.
He is.
You'd take a Paul DeYoung right now with those numbers, wouldn't you?
You would, yeah.
Anyway, what are we doing today, my son?
Well, today I think I thought we would measure the temperature
Measure the temperature.
of Leafs Nation
Yeah?
by reading some tweets.
Gonna read some tweets today, hey?
We are going to read some tweets.
All right. Let's get to it. I couldn't find to read some tweets
Yeah. Graphic?
but we'll throw that in there post-production, hey?
So, well, before we get into this, I just want to say one quick thing, because we didn't have a show today that
You
it
say
happened.
whatever you want. It's your show.
Yeah, well, we didn't have a show the day that this happened, but Sheldon Keefe was fired by the Leafs.
Lots going on in Leafland.
I put that community post up there on the channel. He was fired on, I believe it was Thursday. Thursday morning he was fired.
Yeah.
And
That's when they announced it.
That's when they announced it.
Yep.
Yeah. We all expected it to happen, but after Keefe's press conference, and then after everyone kind of thought they're not going to do anything. They're not going to they might not even fire Keefe. And some people are still saying, why would you give him the media? Why would you put him in front of the media if you were going to fire him? Because I'm pretty sure they knew they were going to fire him the day he went in front of the media. I'm sure they knew that.
Well, Keefe put out a thank you video, which was a classy move by Keefe.
Yeah.
He looked,
and it wasn't a terrible video.
He looked like he wasn't too stressed wherever he was in cottage country on the lake.
Yep.
My question is, that got released on Thursday after it was announced that he was fired.
Yeah.
When did he produce that video?
I think he did it earlier in the week. I think that was a pre-recorded video.
No doubt about it. I think he knew what was coming, and I think they let him go Thursday, and he released a video. I don't think they fired him earlier in the week and said, don't say anything till Thursday, because why would you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that was interesting. But speaking of the presser, that's what we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah. Yes.
We have a clip of Brendan Shanahan.
We do, president of the Leafs.
From the presser. Let's just play that before we...
Brad and Keith are relatively new here, but I'm not. And I have seen some of these things over the years. And again, I do believe there's a time for preaching patience, and I do believe there's a time where you have to examine some of the patterns that persist. So everything will be on the table. Not to get into any specifics today, I don't think that serves the Toronto Maple Leafs well.
Well, there you go.
There
Brendan
you go.
Shanahan was joined by MLSE new boss,
Keith Pelly.
Keith Pelly has quite a track record.
Yeah, he was actually CEO of the European tour.
He was the he was the boss of the DP World Tour,
Yep.
and before that, he was a bigwig with Rogers.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he was instrumental, I believe, in getting
in the NHL. You mentioned this
deal
last week.
with Rogers. So Keith Pelly joined him, and of course, GM Brad Treliving was up there. So we're going to take the temperature of Leafs Nation.
We are.
We're going to read some tweets.
Yep.
Find out what people think or thought of the press conference
All right.
and the plans going forward. So let's go with, you'll be happy to know,
Oh, yeah.
I found my drum roll.
Oh, yeah.
All is good.
That's nice.
All is good. Let's go. Here you go. Like that. Let's go with
That's
tweet
nice.
number 1, sir.
All right. So
All
the
right.
first tweet isn't a positive one to start.
I don't expect a lot of them.
No, the press conference was a joke. Leafs' problems are not related to scoring. They don't understand the type of team needed to win a cup. Treliving hasn't a clue. Shanahan should have been fired first. The organization is clueless. Before I let you say anything, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
The Treliving hasn't a clue thing. I don't understand people saying that Treliving is a part of the problem here. He just got in. This is his first year here, and the signings that he made in free agency. Apart from John Klingberg, they were pretty good. Like Bertuzzi, Domi, and Reeves. But apart from John Klingberg, obviously, that was not a good signing. But the rest of them are good. I don't understand why people blame this on Brad Treliving. This is his first year here, and this is not his team.
Well, I can give you my take on that first tweet. That's obviously a person that didn't watch the press conference.
Yeah.
Right? That's just someone spouting off and doesn't really know what was said or what wasn't said. Because one thing I took away from that press conference, a number of things I took away, but Treliving alluded to the fact that, and he figured this out very early when he arrived, he said the number 23 man on the roster has to feel as important as the top 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 guys.
Yeah.
And he noticed right away that the way it was structured, it was the core 4 or 5, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
the Muskoka 5, I've heard them referred to now.
Yeah.
I guess that's because they spend so much time in cottage country in Ontario because they're never in the deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But he figured out that it seemed to be the structure was the core 5 was looked after and all the work was done mid-season and trade deadline try to fill in the holes around them. And the guys you bring in that role don't really feel like they have an important role, and it's just turnover. And he alluded to that, what he noticed that very soon after he arrived. But what could he do? He was left with no cap space. He had no draft picks to play with, and we don't want him using up the draft picks. So I was quite happy to hear that from Treliving. To me, he knows what the issue is.
Yeah, I actually...
Now he has to go to work and try to fix it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I watched it yesterday. I didn't watch it the day it happened. I watched it yesterday, the whole thing. And Brad Treliving, a lot of what he said, I really liked. Like this is a GM that knows what he's doing.
He's not going to be, to me, he's not going to be told what to do.
No.
And if he has a major disagreement, he seems to me like the type that'll say, this isn't the job for me. I can't do what I want to do here. So that was tweet number 1.
Tweet number 2.
Obviously from a person that didn't read it.
No, and...
see it. Tweet number 2. Wait till I'm done drumming. Go ahead, sir.
well, let's just start off by, glad I missed the Leafs press conference. That's a good start. That's a great start.
At least this, I guess we'll call him a twittiot.
I mean, yeah, sure.
At least this guy or girl,
Although,
I don't know who it is.
Can you say tweet now? I guess X or whatever. I don't know.
I'm never going to stop saying tweet.
Yeah, neither am I.
Mostly because I don't like Elon Musk.
Neither do I.
I think the whole branding of X is probably one of the worst branding mistakes I've seen. But
yeah, all right.
And you got billions of dollars to waste. So anyway, this guy admits to not having watched it. So that's important. First note.
That's the first important note.
Continue, sir.
I saw a couple of clips. Same old drivel. If at least I had... Sorry. If at least I had a couple of them said, if I had have played better, we might have had a chance. I'd feel better. Excuses are long over. It'll sure be interesting to see this offseason. Please try.
So this is the issue to me with the world. People don't watch. They see a couple of clips that are probably on social media and a little bit biased one way or the other, and then they form their opinion. That, to me, is the problem with the world today.
Yeah.
I don't know why he brought in the players, referring to the Leafs press conference, because there were no players at the press conference.
Yeah, the Friday press conference was not the players.
The point is, I think we would rather see the players say, if I was better, it's on me. If I was better, we would have had a better chance. I needed to be better. The only player that said anything like that was the goalie, Samsonov.
Yeah.
Matthews and Marner, and they all just talk about how much they loved each other,
Yeah.
right? So,
But then again, like I don't think they're going to come out and say like this is Marner's fault, like because they're not.
no, but they can stand up and say, I needed to be better.
They can do
Like
100%.
Mitch Marner should have said,
But here's the thing: Matthews doesn't need to say that because he wasn't the problem.
well, he could have been better.
He could have been better. Yeah.
Mitch Marner should have said, I was lousy. I've been lousy every playoffs I've ever been here, and I need to be better. Right?
Yeah.
And I will be better. That's what he needs to say. Instead, he came out talking about how he's treated like a god here, and that's why he loves playing it. Because,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Tone deaf.
Tone deaf.
Oh my. Add it to the problems.
Yep.
Add it to the problems. So that's number 2. Let's move on to some better tweets.
Better tweets.
Number 3.
Number 3 is actually from Sid Sixero.
Sid Sixero, Sexy Sid.
Yeah, and he says, my biggest takeaway from the Maple Leafs press conference, Keith Pelly isn't effing around.
What? He didn't say F it. Oh my, Sid, come on. It's
Come
a family
on.
show.
Family show, Sid.
Smarten up, Sid. But
And a lot of what Sid says I agree with because he's very good at what he
I believe he's dead on this one. That
Yeah.
was Keith Pelly. I wasn't sure why he was there when they announced he was going to be there.
Neither was I.
I think he was there to show that he's the man in charge. Brendan Shanahan is sticking around,
Yeah.
and everybody's united in top management. That's good. He didn't speak much,
No.
but what he said I liked, and I did get the impression that the culture is going to be about going after a Stanley Cup and less about making 2 or 3 superstars happy with their salaries.
Yeah, and there wasn't a whole lot he could say because he just got there. So he said, over the 4 weeks I've been here, because he can't comment on the last 10 years Brandon Shanahan's been there, the past, past years where they've lost in the first round. So he can only comment on the weeks he's really been here.
I wasn't totally sure why he was going to be there, like I said,
Yeah.
but I wasn't upset that he was there, and I thought he had a nice little addition to the group up there at the table.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm optimistic. I'm such a positive guy. When
Yeah.
are people going to learn this?
All right. Next
So,
tweet.
number 4, you want to go to?
All right.
All right.
This is from Chris Johnston.
Oh, another media guy.
Yeah.
He's now with TSN.
He is with TSN, formerly of Sportsnet.
He jumped ship from Sportsnet.
Yeah.
Before Sportsnet was cleaning house, I think he saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Or he got a better offer, one of the
Yeah, one or the other. Without saying it explicitly, the Leafs leadership / management couldn't have made it more clear, reading between the lines, that they're going to explore moving one or more members of their core this summer.
100%.
100%. And another thing, too, I saw from Luke Fox, who works with Sportsnet, he tweeted that when Brendan Shanahan was asked about does he believe in the core or all that, he had a long answer, but it did not include the word yes.
No. And year after year, he's had said that we believe in this core, we
Yeah.
believe in this core, we believe in this core. I don't think he any longer believes in this core.
I don't think he does either.
And I think at that press conference, they did everything but stop short of saying we are going to be doing our best to move pieces that seem unmovable.
Right.
So as a Leaf fan, I was a little bit more encouraged compared to press conferences gone by in the
Yeah.
past. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So now we move on to another non-media tweet.
We do.
All right. What is it?
The question is now, can they execute? Marner and Tavares have all the leverage.
See, I know what people are saying when they talk about the no move clause.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they can say that the players have all the leverage. Let me paint you a picture.
All right.
Mitch Marner, I'm just taking the temperature. Leafs Nation have turned on him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They don't want him here. They certainly don't want him signing on for 12, 13, 14, or 15 million that he's going to want
Yeah.
because he doesn't produce. So if the fan base has turned on you and you're asked to move or waive your no trade and you say no,
Yeah.
that's going to get out very quickly.
Oh, yeah, for 100%.
So now a fan base that doesn't want you here hears that you're not willing to leave. How are you going to play in that circumstance?
Exactly. And
You are going to be booed off the ice.
Yep.
It is going to be unlivable. So don't tell me just because they have this clause, they have all the the cards in their favor.
Yeah, and
You cannot play for a fan base that detests you.
that's true.
Ask Patrice Brisebois of the Montreal Canadiens, and you're too young to know about it.
Yeah,
but he was ridden out of Montreal.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna say Bergeron after you said Patrice, but no.
Long before you were even around, I would say, or long before you were watching hockey. But now, Toronto fans aren't Montreal fans. I wish to some degree they were more like them, because
Montreal fans are pretty harsh.
Montreal fans won't put up with anything.
No, and right now they really have nothing to put up with.
But if Mitch Marner's asked to waive and he says, I'm not going anywhere, you're going to be run out of town, I think.
Yeah.
I believe the temperature is hot. Fans want this guy out. We want better assets brought in.
Yeah.
And it's going to get out if they're asked to waive and they don't.
And another thing too is, if I'm Brad Treliving and I go to Mitch Marner and I say I want you to waive your no trade, why would I say no? Because why would I want to play for a team that doesn't want me there?
That's exactly my point.
Like why would I want to play for a team that just asked me if I wanted to leave, that wants me to go? Why would I say no?
Exactly my point. The Leafs management have to get tougher with these players. And Sid had a comment on his breakfast television show. If he doesn't want to waive, you put him up in the press box and you have him watch every game.
Yep.
And you end up losing on his value because you won't get anything for him when his contract runs out. But you can't continue down this road, and you have to take some of the leverage back. And I think the fans have the leverage in this case.
Yeah, and with a new coach being brought in, someone like Craig Berube, Mitch Marner's not going to like that.
And Mitch Marner, who just a week ago talked about how he's treated like a god here.
Yeah.
He's not going to be treated like a god anymore.
No.
And if the reason he wants to be here is because he's treated like a god, that's over.
Yeah. Ready for the next tweet?
And if you were going to be Brad Treliving, you just said, if I was Brad Treliving, I want free tickets.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead with the next tweet. I'm not even going to play the drums on this one.
All right, so this one is Matthews, obviously not. Nylander, new deal hasn't even kicked in, obviously not. Tavares, untradeable. Riley, only good defenseman they have. Bye, Marner. Hope the Leafs fans enjoy the massively underwhelming return.
I don't disagree with most of that. Tavares untradeable, I don't know if I agree with that either. Tavares still has some value, and what's left on his contract is basically his massive signing bonus.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute with the next tweet.
So if the Leafs are willing to eat most or all of that, they could certainly trade him and bring in some assets. And I do think they're going to get less value for Marner just because
they waited so long.
That, and he's basically exposed himself as a non-performer. Unless you're going to a team that has no interest in the playoffs, and I don't know many of them.
Yeah.
His value has dropped because you want us to take Marner. We don't even know what we got going into the playoffs with him, so we're not giving you back what you want. We'll
100%.
give you a little bit for him, but his value has gone down and will continue to go down. But for a team that wants to get to the playoffs, Marner can help you because he puts up a lot of points in the regular season. He just disappears when it matters.
Yeah, and Tavares is not untradeable because I think there are plenty of teams that will want like a good third line center like what Tavares is doing right now.
Listen, I want Tavares if the money were a lot less.
Yeah, me too.
He still has great value, I think, in a third line role.
Yeah.
He's still a great face-off guy. He's also the captain of the team, so that's probably a...
I don't know if he'll be captain next season.
That's probably a... well, not if he's asked to move his no trade.
No, it's 100%.
So we got one more left, do we?
One more tweet.
All right, I'll hit the drum kit for this one. Go ahead, sir.
Tavares is tradable to a team that does not want to spend the cap. His salary structure is mostly bonus, as we just mentioned. Actually, salary is under $1 million. So once he gets paid by Toronto, he could be moved, and the actual salary this year would be low. And next year, it will be salary plus bonus.
Yeah, I would say that I agree with pretty much all of that one.
Yeah, me too.
That's a good one to end on. A nice positive one. They were also negative.
Yeah, and I just wanted to... you mentioned like a couple of shows ago, we like to watch Overdrive on TSN with Hayes Noodles and the O-Dog, and I watched some of it, and they didn't seem too impressed, or Hayes didn't seem too impressed with what the press conference
I don't think Hayes is ever impressed with anything the Toronto Maple Leafs do, and normally I'm in line with a lot of what he says. I'm not in line with him. I took that press conference a totally different way than some people did. I thought it was as much as they could say without obviously showing all their hand.
Yeah.
But there's change coming. Mm-hmm. There's big change coming.
Yeah.
And I think the only two that are safe...
Matthews and Nylander.
Matthews and Nylander, only because they just signed deals.
Not Riley?
No.
No?
No. Riley's been here since 13.
Yeah.
Like he was in the first collapse in Boston with the 4-1 lead late in the third. He's been around a long time and hasn't gotten anywhere. We need some new faces.
Yeah.
If we can get something for them, we should be exploring that. So that's it for the tweets.
That's it for the tweets.
You know where we are now.
We are, yeah.
We're time to update people on our weight loss journey.
Weight loss.
We've been trying to lose weight. We're doing pretty good to this point.
Doing
anyway.
pretty good, yeah.
So you got on the scale this week.
I did.
What did it say?
It said down 1.8 pounds.
Down 1.8, and by my math, you've now lost 30 pounds.
I have lost
30 pounds even.
30 pounds even.
And you look a lot more slim, I must say.
I do. I realize
your
it as
clothes
well.
are baggy.
I realize it
Right,
too.
your face is slimming out.
Yeah.
Your belly's not as big. The only problem is you're not going to have any clothes that fit you, and I'm not spending any more money on clothes. So you're going to have to figure something out. So I got on the scale, and I was the exact same as I was the week before to the 10th of a pound. I didn't go up or down a 10th of a pound. Now, not happy about it, but I can also tell you, not surprised by it.
No?
No, because last weekend had few treats and we had some Chinese food.
Yeah.
And overate. And I only walked a couple of times this week, so I'm looking forward to golf season starting. Let's get out and get some activity done. I will be better next week. But
Yeah, me too. I mean,
but I didn't go up.
I shouldn't say me too because I had a good week anyway.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
if you're better next week, you'll soon be invisible,
That's true.
right?
Yeah, so I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. This is Mother's Day. We have a lot of stuff to do on Mother's Day.
We
so
do.
We're gonna cut this off early.
Yeah, so
Although
thank
it's
you.
not that early. We're 27 minutes in just about.
Yeah. So thank you for listening and watching this episode of 10 Minutes with Andrew.
You mean 27 minutes with Andrew?
27 Minutes with Andrew. If you found us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe and comment. I'll be back next Sunday with the next episode.
We're pushing for 2,000 subscribers.
We are.
So certainly hit the subscribe button and help us out.
Yeah.
All right. Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.